Hey everybody, it's me, Aries0083, and I have another review for you guys. This time I'm going to be reviewing the Power of the Primes, Prime Masters. I have my notes, and I have the Prime Masters here. I have a couple of Titan Masters to compare the size. So they're a little taller than Repugnus. They're way taller than Ramhorn, the Rhino. But Ramhorn and Skytread's tank are about the same size. So the Titan Masters are smaller than the Prime Masters. So the first wave of the Prime Masters are Cloudburst with Micronus. Then you got the Meadowhawk Decoy Armor with Vector Prime, and the Skullgrin Decoy Armor with Liege Maximo. Here's Micronus. The Prime Masters are a little difficult to get out. You usually have to poke them by their heads or by their feet. These little tabs that stick out here are a good way to grab them out. There you have Micronus. Well, according to the Power of the Primes commercials, you have to transform them like this. Then flip them over. When they were first introduced, I thought these were faces. As we'll see with Liege Maximo, his looks like a face, but it could also look like a bird. So this is Micronus. You have Vector Prime. So here we go. Let's transform him. Yeah. The character Vector Prime I really liked in Transformers Cybertron. He was kind of like the Obi-Wan Kenobi to Optimus Prime's Luke Skywalker, if you can believe that. And here we have Liege Maxima. It would really help if there was a way to push out the Titan Master from behind. Transform. So here we have, looks like a grouchy face. Like you got the teeth, the nose, and the eyes. But if you look at it, it can also look like a bird. The Pretender shells also turn into weapons. Cloudburst's shell turns into a double Gatling gun. And one of the cool things that I noticed when I reviewed Meadowhawk, you can plug in there's some pegs here that you could plug the feet of the Prime Master in. So you don't have to worry about losing the Prime Master when you're using them on top of the weapons. Meadowhawk turns into laser cannon, and Skullgrin turns into Wolverine Claw. So the pros of these guys that I written down is that these decoy armors are designed after characters from Transformers MasterForce. It's a Japanese only cartoon. It does have a dub by the same guys that did the Omni Star TV dub of the Headmasters. They did MasterForce. I did see MasterForce in bits and pieces in the Dominican Republic, and these shells look just like them. This is the character Phoenix, Meadowhawk, and Skullgrin aka Bull in Spanish. Him in Spanish was, I guess, just Hawk. And TF Wiki doesn't have any Spanish name for Cloudburst, but his Japanese name is Phoenix. Another cool thing about these guys, another pro, is that they're 3-in-1. You get the Prime Master, you get the Decoy Armor, you get the weapon. So maybe you can call it a triple changer, but I just see it as having more bang for your buck. The only cons is that with Skogren, I find that his claws don't lock into place. So if you're playing, if you're a kid and you're playing, you can't claw anything. You can't go swing, swing, because the claws, they're just, I mean, it could be tighter, but they're not. I did another con is that Cloudburst is Gatling guns. The little pegs in here, they're too long, so I had a hard time putting them in. If you're going to be taking this in and out to be able to give the Gatling guns to the Decoy Armor, you might break something. So the Gatling gun stays in. His does lock into place. And the last con that I have for these guys is that I have a few of these guys, and I took one apart. I took off the cannon, and I took off the handle. When I put the handle back, I didn't know which way it was supposed to go. This tab here is supposed to go up when it's inside like that. The one that I took apart, the handle didn't want to click back in, so it's still kind of loose. That's the only con. Only 3 cons. For $5.99, these guys are cool. The higher the price goes, the worse I think the value gets. I've seen them Forbidden Planet and at my local pharmacy for $7.99, which is a little pricey, but $4.99 is the best price you can get for these guys. $3.99 is better, but the only Titan Masters that I got for $3.99 were the ones on clearance from Target and the ones in Aldi, which is just ram horn. I do recommend these guys. These guys are the most fun part of the Power of the Primes line. And unlike the Titan Masters, you'd get ahead with a Titan Master, but without a body. The head looks cool, but it's basically useless. The play of Titan's Return was supposed to be switching heads to power up, but I never saw. It's great for customization, but I never saw any interest in that. Even though the Little Titans Return book that Hasbro Pulse had online told you what powers each Titan Master had, but these Prime Masters, you don't really need to use them, and you could just leave them in the shell because you can see their little face. They're having fun. You don't even have to turn them into a gun. The way I see these guys, they're like Iron Man armor, or more like Iron Mongol armor, which they just fly like transform. So they're like rockets. They just fly. That's the way I see the Decoy Armor functioning. in my imaginary universe. I'm Aries 83. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.